welcome back. We are on a new project here. We have Gidget and Deuce. Check them out. Oh, this is like the best day ever. We got 2 new dogs, new deck to build. This is an interesting one. So we're using Owens corning here. Reason being is because we're probably gonna have to semi-bury some of our beams. This is a very low level deck. So it's gonna be concrete attached ledger. So we have solid concrete foundation walls we'll be attaching with wedge anchors. We're taking our time right now to get everything mapped out, laid out. We're going to start doing our footing layout so we can start driving piles, but stick around. This is going to be a fun build. This is a really great set of clients here, and we're excited to get this rolling. All right, let's go. It's so good. What?
Yeah, that's what made
Bone Saw, just get in there and move that rock for him. Come on. You're gonna sit there and watch him struggle like that? Matt, come on. Listen, there's book smart and there's rock smart. The end footings on either end of a beam have the least load on them because the intermediate footings are taking half the span in between each footing and the cantilever and half the back span to the ledger. Whereas this footing is only taking its half on one side and whatever the cantilever is. So you're better distributing your weight by putting a cantilever on the beam.
It's juicy, so you'll need some.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commercials.
You're doing a good job, Matt.
Keep it up. Maybe we'll give you a piece.
All right, good morning. It's day 2 out at this new project. We got almost all of our helical piles in yesterday. We're gonna have one over here on the corner, but we're ready to start framing. So this is gonna be a drop beam here that's getting partially buried into grade. We're gonna be 16 feet out here, and then it's gonna jog at this corner over here, and we'll have a flush beam on the outside over here. So what we mean by this is a drop beam. This is gonna be underneath the joist. We're gonna cantilever the joist over it. And then this section here will pick up a longer section over the drop beam. We'll end on a flush beam, so we don't have to bury that one. And then we're gonna have like a small 6-foot deep section going down this side of the house. There's gonna be a couple of stairs. We're gonna have a kind of like a built-in corner stair here, and then a small built-in stair over there. So nothing protruding outside of the footprint of the deck. Everything's gonna be kind of tucked in. We do have kind of a on-the-fly design going on over here where we're gonna create a small garden section on this corner. And we're gonna do that to use some ornamental grasses to hide these utilities, to keep these window wells accessible. And you know, the gutter, it's all this stuff we don't really wanna notch decking around and really have be part of the space. So just like we did yesterday, what we're going to do is we just set up the laser at an arbitrary location. We transfer that to the wall. Once we locate that laser mark, we make a mark, and then we'll measure to our framing. So our decking is going to slide underneath that threshold. So we're going to be in, the decking is really 7/8 of an inch, but we're going to call it an inch. Because we don't want the beam to be strong. It's fine if it's on 14 feet, if it's an 1/8 low, it's perfect. That's bubble right in the center. So we're gonna go an inch down from that. We're gonna mark that offset to the laser. That gives us top of framing. We're gonna then add another 18.5 inches, and that represents the joist and the drop beam. The old stick. There's Kev playing with his stick again. Take out the lever. Yeah, I mean, let it breathe in here. It's raw Japanese power. This is the Max HN 120. So this is a high pressure coil nailer that can shoot wood to concrete, metal to concrete, metal to metal, metal to concrete. So this wedge anchor has 700 pounds of shear load resistance, so 700 pounds this way, and I think like 1,500 pounds this way, which we're not as concerned with this way as we are this way. Oh, we got a little face off here.
It's hard leaving you this way, but the train's about to roll into the bay.
Probably cut off.
This is a good time.
So these will be my first two sections that run from the house out to that center footing. And then this will be my shorter section that runs from the house to the second footing. So I want the seam to land in the middle. So if I just measure from the edge of that saddle to the edge of this one, I know that 155 will land in the center of both those saddles. Hit him again, Chaz. Chaz is on site doing blowjobs.
Oh, yeah. Code for blocking. Set it, hook it, cut it. See you later. You can average 30 blocks a minute. That equals out to 180 blocks an hour, which equals out to 7 decks. So 1 hour I could build 7 decks block.
Let's talk about this blocking over the beam. So we get a lot of debate. This is a highly debated topic, whether or not the rim joist gives the lateral restraint for the joist not to twist. Now, if you read the code in the deck framing section, R507, International Residential Code, it's going to tell you lateral restraint is required at all bearing points and connections. What they're saying is at a ledger, at a rim joist, and at the bearing. It says and at bearing location. So that's why people ask a lot why we run blocking over the beam. It's because that's the bearing location. It's not bearing at the rim joist. Some box stairs. We gotta frame 3 sets of box stairs. So I'm just cutting the blocks for them.
Oh, so good. This is Hank. He's our concrete guy. He doesn't complain. He just mixes concrete all day.
Our footprint is complete over here. We got a framing inspection today. We passed that. We poured our stair footings, installed all our box frames. So what we've done here is kind of, we've had some design stuff going on just as far as like the aesthetic design goes. We've made some decisions. We've ran our wiring is all stubbed through for some inlight that we're going to do, some lighting. So tomorrow we're going to add in some blocking. We're going to do some flat blocking for a feature inlay over in this lounge area. And we're also going to add a detail picture frame for an area that the customer is going to install a pergola. They're installing their own motorized pergola. So we're going to outline the area of the pergola with a natural Ipe board.
Right now we're just blocking out for the inlay. We have them marked out on the rim joist of where they're going to go. It's going to be a couple different breakers that go down, tie into a design. So we're just making sure that wherever it lands, there's plenty of meat on either side, just to make sure that, you know, everything's nice and solid.
I don't need blocks here, but this, you're going to have your breaker, and you're going to have a piece of decking right here that lands here. We are finally going to start decking this thing. So we're burning a bunch of our scrap up, getting all this blocking done. We're going to be doing a creative area over here for the lounge area, but we're going to start running some boards. So what I've done is I've made some marks 3 courses back, which will be the start of our field color. So we're going to go ahead and snap this out. Off of that, we'll be able to get our plane for that other deck as well. So this will be our control line, but we're going to start with our first like field color board, and then we'll run them out this way. We will cut in this inlay following that. So we're going to get the camo tools going. We're going to start throwing some decking on here. Zach's wrapping up the last couple pieces of blocking, and we'll get this line snapped and get underway, laying some of this Pioneer ash. Go show them the ash. Beautiful board. You'll notice, so this is a fiberglass reinforced PVC bamboo composite by Eva-Last. It is a realistic photo print. One of the things about this board that I really love is that it stays so clean. You know, just a simple rinse will really always bring this board back to its original state, which is fantastic. It's also very, very flat and straight. If you want to look down one of these boards, kind of curved on the trailer, but you can see just the way it comes off the pallet is incredibly straight. It makes it really easy to install. And you'll also see that the pattern is not repeating. I think it's about a full lift on this print to repeat. So you'll see the knots and grain and the features of these boards. Every single one of these that you're looking at right now is different. Okay. All right, rain day yesterday. We still got a nice couple chunks of field down. Chaz is cutting in a hatch over there for sprinkler access so we can get that section down. Right now I'm beginning to map out my cut right here in between these 2 sections of field, and then we're going to be cutting up this area. All right, we got it figured out. We're doing a lattice inlay, like the top of an apple pie.
This is my first solo inlay here that I did by myself. I had Kevin just cutting for me, but we did 4 forward inlays, 16 squares total. Little basket weave in and out, something I've been doing on some of my past projects that really hit. So now I'm just trying to pass it along to the boys so when I'm gone they can continue with this creative high-end building style that I have.
When you're gone, is that after I kill you?
Yeah, so once I'm fired in a week or two or just missing.
So we got some details worked out. We are admittedly playing around with this thing, but we kind of made a little creative change on what we're going to do with the stair detail. We're actually going to bring that barrel oak, the brown board, through as a double picture frame for the whole deck. And waterfall it through the stair sections. So we've made that decision. We're gonna have to grab a couple of boards from the shop, and then we're pretty much working our way down on this section, kind of cutting in some of these outsides and getting some of the perimeter frame done on the ash board. So kind of top of the stairs in, that looks cool. I really like this contemporary stuff. They were with it on like this very simple contemporary linear look, and I enjoy it. It's different. This is our table, and just a sled jig. So if when we do our folds, you just slide your board up and you just line up the inside of your miter with the outside edge of this crease. So you make your V groove, and when it folds, these edges become the inside corner of your board. So you want a 32-inch piece to your fold, you line 32 up with this, and when you fold it, that short end of your miter ends up being inside corner. We want to pierce that fiberglass in there and get through the core. We want to leave enough cap that it'll bend a semi-rounded edge. If it creases like a sharp edge, it's too thin. If it like buckles and pushes the edge of the miter out, the bevel, like if this kind of bulges that corner, it's too much cap. You're trying to bend too much. That's, you know, it's. People always ask me how much. It's a fat 16th, light 8th, I think. Marking, this is the perimeter board, and we're going to fold it down and have it run into that stair section. So I'm marking the short end, which will be one side of the fold, and then I marked which side I'm going to take the V groove out of, will be this side. So this board will get about 1.5 inches shorter when we fold it, because both sides of the V groove end up touching each other. My dog. That's nice. Yeah, we got more.
Oh, I love it. I love that, you guys. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So then this one, this is what I was talking about in here, is this 7 1/4 board that we have enables us. I gotta kind of shimmy it in here. Oh yeah, shadow line all day. Well, I love the shadow line. All right, so first we're going to start at this end. I'm going to use a template block here. I want to get a nice accurate measurement to where it's actually going to sit. So I got 6 5/16 heavy. We're going to go 6 3/8 for these returns. Now you can notice we used a 7-inch tread here, because what happens when we do this waterfall detail and there's a stair overhang is, in order to fold this board down, we actually need the tread to go deeper to the backside. So we use a 7-inch tread here. That way we can return a 5 1/2-inch board, and we don't have that issue of having a small strip in the back. All right. Then we're going to take a couple of boards to pattern our length. Hey Matt, can you hold this for a second? I'm gonna just bump you on the other side. Whenever we're taking lengths for something like this, we always wanna, yeah, that way you can just hold that flat like that. Because that's how it's really gonna sit. You hook the edge of that, you're doomed for failure. Oh, I need a second board if I'm doing long point. Well, you know what? Butt the back side of that. We'll do short side. We got 173 and a quarter. All right, now go on the inside edge and hook. Use a smaller block. Put that on the inside and hook it. And come right to this with the tape. Yep. 175 long point. Okay. All right, and that's 6 3/8 on that side. And 18, I believe, on this side, because we're going to do a 3-board skirt. We are putting in some flush lighting in the deck, surrounding this little lounge area. Add some ambient light. So these are a .22. They require a trim ring, but we like this because it gives us an opportunity to customize the light. Here we're using a pearl gray trim ring, and the reason I'm doing that is because it's a pretty good match to these existing outdoor lights that they have. So went with the pearl gray, closest match. We use a Forstner bit to make a nice clean plumb hole. Needs to be nice and plumb so the light ring sits flat on the deck. Just face that little Inlight logo and then just hammer it in. There you go. Alright, Zach's finishing up the side on this thing. Bonesaw is gonna power wash this thing down. Chaz and I are going to hang a swordfish in the canyons. We'll see you next time.